welcome to another episode of Some Gear No Idea. So on this episode we're going to be replacing the battery in a 13-inch MacBook, which is a late 2015 I think. So for whatever reason the battery it just decided to give up one day. I've had the machine for a few years, but just one day it decided to give up. So I went hunting around on Amazon, and I found a battery. Now, I've never opened a MacBook before. There's probably a ton of videos online for it, but I haven't watched any. I'm just going to go at it and see what we can. So again, these videos are for a bit of light entertainment. It's not a tutorial, but we're going to attempt to do this MacBook battery together. So I'm going to see what's in the box. So in the box they've put in a keyboard protector, maybe as a little extra gift. Don't think we'll be using that, but nevertheless it's in there anyway. There is the battery itself. So the battery itself with the connector up at the top. There looks to be some spare replacement feet, a set of screwdrivers, a manual of some description with usage tips, warnings, so we'll use that anyway, but we'll have a look. And there appears to be a warranty card that's also with it. So like I said, I've never opened this MacBook before, or any MacBook to be honest, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I'll put that out of the way. So I'm going to open these screwdrivers. For a small pentalobe, I think they're called. So along the edge of the MacBook we've got these screws, so I'm going to start by unscrewing those. I'm hoping that I don't have to take these particular feet off, because that will be a nightmare. I'm just wondering, you know, I'm assuming that they've put them in the box because you have to, which would be a bit of a pain if you do. So I'm going to try these screwdrivers first of all, see where we get. Okay, so what I may do is, while I do that, it's probably a bit off camera, but let's try that. I'll tell you what, you don't need to watch me undo some screws, do you? So we'll fast forward. Oh, actually, just before we do that, just a point of note is this particular screw is longer. So I don't know if it's just these, because it's holding this hinge on, perhaps. Maybe this one's longer and it isn't. So what I will do is, on the right hand side of this mat, I've got screw holders, so I'm going to put them in each one of these. So we're going to be working clockwise around, starting with the bottom right corner. So just be mindful that these ones are longer. I'm assuming it's longer because it's got a hinge on it. So we'll just try the next one. Yeah, so that's another long one. And those look like they have a bit of like a locking thread glue on all of these. Now I don't know if I've got any of that. I'll have to check. I'll have to check my box to see if I've got any of the thread lock. All right, I'll just take the rest of these out because they look like a normal size, but I'll just take the rest out. Okay, so here we have the MacBook. The fan isn't dirty at all. Everything else looks all right. It doesn't get an amazing amount of use, if I'm honest. I tend to use my iPad more than I do this. So let's have a look. Looking at the battery, let's say it's replacing it with. All looks the same. So it looks like the screws for it to be replaced. So let's take these screws out again. We're looking at this bottom right first, and we'll carry on down. So is it the same screwdriver? It is. So these two were longer. This top left one is a much smaller. Same with this top right, that's quite small as well. And there looks to be this one in the middle. Which again is a longer one. So obviously this is where the battery attaches to the Mac. So I think with anything like this, you need to be careful that you don't just wrench it up. There is a pull tab, but I don't want to be pulling upwards, I want to be pulling away. Okay, and that's lifted out. Again, underneath you've got your trackpad area. That looks fine, and it's not filthy. It's not full of anything. So I'm going to slot this back in. So this is now the replacement battery. I'm going to try and do the same thing. What I might do, I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, but is just pull this back a little bit to get this lined up. Right, so that's in. That's all slotted in. Right, so now we should be able to screw it back in. Just going to make sure that's in. Okay, so now we're going backwards now. So again, I won't, I'll fast forward through this. Well, needs charging, but I mean it wasn't doing that before. So what we'll do now is we'll plug in the charger. and we see if we get a green light from the orange light, sorry, for actually charging. So here we go. Green and orange, which is really good. So we'll just turn the I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but that's orange, that's charging, and you can see that the laptop is actually booting now, which is really good news. So, you know, I'm just going to leave that alone for a second. I can't believe how simple that was. Obviously, I didn't need these. I'm assuming these are for a different model, maybe a Pro. Maybe you need these for a Pro, perhaps. But yeah, I'm really impressed with that. I'm not sure what the longevity of the laptop will be. The battery was 54 pounds, and if I can, you know, if I remember, I'll put the listing up on the screen so you can see it. But it was on Prime. It was next day delivery, and the laptop has booted. Let's hope that it holds a charge. I believe there's a calibration process. I'm sure I read it somewhere that there was a calibration process. Or it might have been on some of the reviews that were for the one that I bought. So I will check, and if there are any calibration tips, I will put them in the description of the video. So yeah, there we go. Job's a good one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you are able to change the battery in your MacBook. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.